31 years ago, the Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame was created to recognise the finest of the torch run community, and tonight we continue this fine tradition. Induction into the Hall of Fame is the most prestigious award given in our movement. Tonight, from a list of exceptional candidates, we will recognise 3 individuals who have shown time and again that they epitomise what the torch run stands for and who have sacrificed much to ensure that those with intellectual disabilities live a life full of opportunity and inclusion. Hall of Fame inductees, past, present and future, have dared to carry the flame of hope into uncharted territories, excelled our mission to new levels, and have demonstrated unwavering leadership in the development of our cause. Would you please welcome the past inductees as we prepare the Hall of Fame. As all of you would be aware, this is our first conference in 3 years. In 2020 and 2021, the Hall of Fame, along with the John Carrion and Council Athlete Awards, were conducted virtually. We would now like to introduce and recognise 5 of the 6 Hall of Fame inductees from those past 2 years. Our first inductee from 2020 is Mark McCorkle from Idaho and formerly Southern California. Also from 2020 is Dave Sepper from Colorado. Congratulations, gentlemen. Our third inductee from 2020 was Doug Holland from Maryland, who unfortunately was not able to be with us tonight. Moving on to 2021. We have 3. Joe Carroll from Virginia. Adam Kristen from Southern California. and Jen Nystrom, and I might try that again properly, Nystrom from Minnesota. Now, just to make sure that we get full value out of the original 5, they're going to do some more work. I hope everyone here has had the opportunity to either meet with or listen to the 5 original torch runners who've been our guests here at the conference. As part of our belated celebrations of the 40th anniversary of the first torch run, I'd now like to call upon the original 5 to come up onto the stage. Guardians, can you please escort Robert Bachman, Walt Kuykendall, Jack Leon, Jan McLeod, and Kirk Miles to the stage. I suspect they may be getting sick of the sight of both the Chief and I at this stage. Chief, would you like to take the opportunity just to say a few words about these gentlemen? And, of course, Jan.
Again, it's been an honor and a privilege to have my officers back with me to see what has occurred when their first run took place. None of us could really grasp the importance of it, but we all knew it was special at the time. And the foundation that they built as a group, that the founder, had it not been for them, as I indicated earlier, this would have never happened. So with that in mind, I think it's time for us to recognize them to the fullest ability that we can. And the following presentation that we're going to make will enter them into the Hall of Fame as they should have been many years ago. Thank you.
As you would have noticed, one of the 5, Kirk Miles, is in fact already an inductee of the Hall of Fame, being one of the first to be inducted in 1991. But now it's time to finish the job with the others. It's important, I think, at this time to remember Captain Barney Epson, who's passed away. You would have heard this morning, I'm sure, that he was a significant driving force for what happened. He also posthumously is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Doing things alphabetically is not OCD, okay? It's the best way to do it, that's all. So, first up, Bob Bachman. Could you please move across to the centre? Walt, your turn. Kuykendall, yes. I'm an Australian. You've got to give me some leeway. I was going to settle just for Walt.
It's an old destiny.
Yes, your turn, Jack. Step forward. Mr. Leon, your turn. One at a time. And finally, but certainly not least, Jan McLeod. About here. Where are you going? Back here, sir. That was your job, It's now time that we move on to the 2022 induction. And I'd welcome back our MC, Jeff Jones.
All right, good to be back up here, and we have heard from and seen some Hall of Famers. We heard from the man whose name is on the Hall of Fame, and now it's time to push it forward and see who's earned those spots this year. Let's start things off with a video.
Brian Johnston, Washington. David Jones, North Carolina. Brian McKnight, Colorado. James Meyer, Illinois. Mike Shortreed, Minnesota. Kim Unlin, Southern California.
Well, the first inductee into the 2022 LETR Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame is seen as the anytime person within their group. Anytime something is needed to be done in support of the cause, the inductee is the one who gets it done. This inductee has been involved with the torch run for over 26 years, and during that time has worked tirelessly to raise the awareness of LETR and Special Olympics all across his or her state. A key focus of the inductee was to step up for their commitment to make the program a $1 million fundraiser, something that has been achieved and maintained. The inductee has served his program in a variety of positions over the years, including agency coordinator, regional coordinator, and state torch run director. The inductee has been instrumental in the growth of community-based torch runs and manages the LETR final leg into their annual state summer games, incorporating the entry of almost 100 torches into the stadium for that lighting ceremony. A referee actually made a comment to us, and he said the inductee inspires every one of us to do more and make the difference year after year. The impact that the inductee has on athletes' lives is something to see in person. You can't go any LETR event without the inductee being surrounded by athletes and by their families. The inductee has coached, mentored, and more recently he was seen dancing with the athletes and families at an event during the Summer Games. The inductee was recognized at the LETR International Conference held in Phoenix in 2016 when awarded the John Karen Unsung Hero Award. I would now like to introduce the first inductee of the 2022 Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame class, and that is Brian McKnight from Colorado. Sir, you say a few words.
You got to warn a guy. I don't know if anybody's experiencing the allergy season here in Texas. It's getting me good today. Wow. Love being a torch runner. And my people in Colorado, it truly is our family. Our relationship with SoCo and the Jans and Stacy and Alex, you guys are amazing. I love being a part of such a great big family. And to my wife, who has let me commit so much time to some amazing things, and she's there every day, backing me up, and some days waiting for me to get home late. What amazing lady, 35 years, and she's still keeping me. I'm a lucky man. To every one of those torch runners in Colorado, we're just making it happen. I'm here representing all of you. You're amazing people, and I'm part of it. And Kevin, I was not responsible for that strip search from TSA. You say it was me, but it wasn't me, I promise. Amazing people doing amazing things. I'm just honored to be up here, and a little overwhelmization going on right now in my heart, because my heart is always so full with the athletes and the people. You know, we all know law enforcement hasn't been the most recognized and happy people around because they say things are a little tough for us, but you know what? 35 years of law enforcement, I've been around some amazing people. But then I got involved in torch run. And you see these first responders doing amazing things, but then the torch runners step up to an amazing level, giving more time and more energy and hearts and we talk about our wellness and what Torch Run does for me and you, it makes my heart full when 35 years can make things tough, to make your heart full. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'm going to be old and the beard will be completely gray, but I want to thank everybody in this room and those who are not here, and I'm honored. Thank you.
I love this night. This is great. And it's not over. Our second inductee into the 2022 LETR Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame class has been involved with the Torch Run for a quarter of a century. The inductee has been a driving force within their program over that time. They have been an organizer and participant in numerous tip-a-cop, cop on top, polar plunge, plane pool, over the edge, and golf events. No word on his or her golf score. A core focus of the inductee has been the recruitment of new officers to the movement in the belief that these younger officers will form a career-long commitment to the athletes of the Special Olympics. The inductee was selected to represent their program in the LETR final leg for the 2011 Special Olympics World Games held in Greece. That's an obvious sign of the high regard held by the members of that program. As one of their referees said, the inductee is the person behind the scenes making things happen and the person up front representing the spirit of Special Olympics and the law enforcement torch run as a true ambassador. The inductee has mentored, cheered, encouraged, sacrificed, and loved for athletes whom we serve. I would now like to introduce the second inductee of the 2022 LETR Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame class, and that is David Keith Jones from North Carolina.
Wow, I think I'm going to have to hold on to this for a minute. I'd just like to thank the council. I'd like to thank God for bringing the torch run to me when I needed heroes, when I needed Special Olympics. I'd like to thank Roy Forrest, who he brought me up in the torch run and taught me what the torch run was and how torch run needed to be done. This organization and Special Olympics has meant a lot to me over the years. I'd like to thank my family for always being behind me. They would come to events, help me do events, and were always there to support me during this. The athletes that are here at conference this week, as well as the athletes back in North Carolina, thank you for bringing out the best in me and always wanting to keep me around. Dustin, Robin, and Stephanie, I love all y'all. Dustin's been my buddy for about 10 years now. I met him on my way to Greece. I was doing some stuff for our polar plunge back in 2011. He's just kind of taken me in, supported me through a lot of my endeavors. And I'd just like to thank all the athletes, because that's why we're here, and they keep us all going. Thank y'all.
All right, guys, I have a question for you now, and this is not a rhetorical question. I actually want to hear an answer back. Do y'all like secrets? I heard a lot of yeses, so this is going to be fun for you guys. It's time for me to let you in on a secret. Many people in this room think that there were only 2 Hall of Fame inductees tonight. There are 3. And we've managed to keep this a secret for months, but the secret's about to be out, and it's going to become obvious why this secret was so important for us. Our 3rd inductee into the 2022 LETR Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame is a person who has made a highly visible impression on torch runners and athletes from all over the world. The inductee has been involved with the torch run for more than 21 years, originally in support of their local program, and over the past 12 years at a much broader level across the torch run community. The inductees' contributions at a local, state, national, and international level are really off the charts. This individual has a special set of skills recognized by 3 significant awards over the years that have been used to promote the global mission of the torch run. As you will soon realize, it is extremely difficult to tell you too much more about this inductee without him or her being tipped off. They are in the room, but don't know they're about to come up on stage, so we're going to go ahead and get right to it. I'd like to introduce the 3rd and final inductee of the 2022 LETR Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame. He's a man usually found at the back of the hall, sitting at the tech desk or behind the video camera on LETR Final Legs. We're talking about the Emmy Award-winning videographer, Harry Drucker from Southern California.
This was a real surprise because I usually get the forewarning for when this is going to happen, and people try to get it out of me sometimes, but I'm pretty tight-lipped. I was just talking to Chief LaMunyon yesterday, and I was talking about how sometimes when you come to this movement, I started with Special Olympics before Torch Run. I was on the board of directors for a police charity ski race here in, well, not here, but in Colorado for about 15 years, and we weren't really tied with the Torch Run because we wanted the funds to go to the athletes locally in Colorado. But quickly, being involved with production and the production side of things at the Sheriff's Department, I have to thank Roberta Abner for bringing me into the Torch Run back in 2008. And one of the biggest surprises, my wife Pam is here in the room, which I had no idea. And I have to thank her because there's been so many times I've jetted off to South Korea and Abu Dhabi and all these amazing opportunities that I never would have had without Torch Run. And I have to thank the athletes, of course, because it's a lot of work. Those of us who know about the final leg, it's hard to explain, but it's a lot of work, and sometimes you get discouraged. And every time I thought I was just going to run out of energy, one of the athletes would just either give me a smile or just say a little thing that reminded me why we all do this. So again, I want to thank my wife Pam and the athletes. What I was talking to the chief about was that you may not know what your talents are. I had a fortunate career in law enforcement to do a couple of things that were just a little bit different than the norm. And whatever your talents are, if it's volunteering, if it's handing out medals, for me it was production, and I put a lot of passion and heart into it, and so I stay in that lane and do that, and I hope that everybody likes those things and it helps you be inspired to keep going. And just whatever your talent is, just use it and just do it for the athletes. So thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it.